Here we are today, we're at Severnside Bowling Club in Shrewsbury, which is one of the premier bowling venues in Crown Green Bowls land. It's got 3 excellent bowling greens and has been long established. It's been the home and stage events such as the British Club Championships, and is really an important venue for Crown Green Bowls. Today it's February, there's 128 bowlers turned up for this one-day competition, which is really the opening of the season, and as you can see there's a lot going on. I'm pleased now to be joined by a gentleman who is being the president of this club and is now celebrating 50 years as a member. Instantly recognisable face, Mr. Terry Sambrook. Welcome, Terry.
Thank you, Mel.
You must be really proud of this 50 years as a member.
Oh yes, I joined in 1960 as a 19-year-old youth. First person the club invited to join under the age of 21. I was also the first member to get married for the first time from here, and I still treasure the gift that they gave me to celebrate that occasion when I was married.
Yeah. When you say you joined when you're 21, is it difficult to be a member?
Very difficult in the early days. They basically looked for established businessmen in the town. They'd only been playing league bowls for about 3 or 4 seasons at that time. And it was an old-fashioned club in the respect that you were proposed and seconded. Your proposer and seconder turned up and spoke about you. You were then interviewed by the committee, and they then produced the famous black and white balls. And if you got 2 black balls, you weren't a member. So it was as simple as that in those days. Times have changed dramatically, obviously, but in those days it was a feather in your cap really to play and be asked to join Severnside.
Yeah. And when was the club itself formed?
1896 it was formed by to local people. The name would mean a tremendous lot. It was formed by an Italian gentleman of all people, Mr. Della Porte, and he had a shop in Shrewsbury that was our Harrods, if you like, and he, along with 2 other members, 2 other gentlemen in the town, one of which was our MP at the time, Mr. H.D. Green, they formed this bowling club. And if you look on the honours board, you'll see several Knights of the Realm who've been presidents, and several mayors of the town who've been presidents in the halcyon days, when the club was, you know, an elite gentleman's club.
I mean, the club's obviously, it's behind you at the moment, we see it. Is the club still the same as it was all those days? There have been many changes to the building itself?
Not a lot. There's been extensions on either side to cope with the toilet facilities that we've needed, and also on the left-hand side where we do some catering, but by and large the building is as it was. And as an aside from that, we rent all of this area that you can see off the local horticultural society, and our lease was due for renewal in April 2008. And there was some concern as to how long they might want us to take that lease on, so we went into it at some length, and it transpired, and where it went wrong or where it went out of the figures, it transpires that the actual pavilion you're looking at, that you can see, is owned by the club and not the horticultural society, whereas we thought they owned it. And in actual fact, looking further into it, it was bought with a loan from Lloyds Bank in 1898, and the loan from Lloyds Bank was £309 10 shillings, or £309.50 in new money.
It'd be a little bit different these days.
A little bit different now, yeah. Unfortunately, if anything happened, it would be no good to anybody. You know, I mean, it's not a listed building or anything like that, but we're very proud of it. But yeah, £309.50 that cost to put up.
Now, is the club sort of flourishing? I mean, it's such a big area, isn't it, to maintain and look after as well?
That's a difficult question to answer, Mel. Yes, we say it's flourishing, but our problem is that despite our best endeavours, we have got an ageing populace who are members of our club. I'm 69 and I'm still called a boy here. That's our major problem, and that is why we have events like today, because we need other people's money to keep us going. It costs us about £25,000 a year to keep the club running, and the ageing populace, obviously the ageing membership, means it's a bit difficult to expect them to be coming out day after day to support us. So yes, that's our great worry, and our great problem in the future is that we cannot attract younger people. we know how many younger bowlers are bowling, but unfortunately we can't attract him to Severnside.
Yeah. And it's a shame because it's such a superb venue, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. Well, in the introduction you mentioned that we had the British Team Championship. We've had several All Englands here in the early days of the All England, or it's not because you call the All Englands the All Britain.
All Britain now.
Yeah. But the last one was in '65 when Billy Baldwin for the North Midlands won it. So we've had that, and we've had various other events. A guy called Ken Sargent ran one to celebrate the 400th anniversary of the Armada. And we had a one-day event here, and a very talented player from Cheshire who still plays in the Cheshire side won it. His name escapes me temporarily, but we're always. And Barry Jennings, who's a very good member of this club, a very good supporter of this club, he had the idea to put an advert in the Bowler's World. Sadly, lost the Bowler's World, to say, look, this club's here, we're available, we'll have you any time you like, we'll provide you with food, we'll provide you with good hospitality, and we have about 8 or 10 visiting clubs come to us in the summer on a Tuesday or a Thursday or a Friday, whatever day it may be, and they arrive at 9:30. They have whatever greens they want, and we feed them, and that generates some income for us, and that we find gets our name spread as well.
Yeah, well, it's a lovely venue. I mean, it's situated just outside of Shrewsbury Town Centre, which is lovely, and 100 yards behind us is the River Trent at the moment.
River Severn,
sorry, the River Severn, which at times has actually come over the greens, isn't it?
Yes, I don't think you can pick it up, but there's a white mark just underneath the door where that's the highest ever flood, 1947.
Yeah.
We have had it virtually up there on the odd occasion. They've now put some flood prevention barriers in further on down the river. What they do is they pass it to Iron Bridge quicker now, but we still get the odd floodings, yeah, but not as bad as we used to do.
No. And of course the area itself, it's quite unique, isn't it? I mean, how many greens are there around here, apart from the 3 here?
8. You've got the Prince of Wales Bowling Club, who've got 2 across on our left-hand side. They converted what was a putting green into their second bowling green. You've got Old Shrewsbury, who've been there nearly as long as Severnside with their 2 greens. We've got our 3, and then just 100 yards on the right-hand side, probably less than that, is a bowling club called the Crescent. Now, if I just go off the main tack for a minute, the great Dick Merrick played all his bowls there, and to Dick Merrick, that name in Shropshire is phenomenal.
Yes.
I mean, Dick Merrick, sorry we might be looking at this, but as far as I'm concerned, the greatest crown green bowler ever lived and breathed. And he could stand where I'm standing now, and Merrick could be on the green, and his laugh would come echoing across, and even 20 years after he's passed on, there's a lot of us still miss that.
Oh yeah, he's a lovely man, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah.